Welcome to the Turn of Night. It was an unusual and hideous-looking book, but it stood out from the rest. One of our members had recognized the title on the rough-looking leather cover. The book itself didn't need any repair, as it had been well taken care of. We were also aware that this was the last known copy of its kind. Carminibus was the title, author unknown. Translated to English, it meant Incantations. Dismissed throughout history by scholars as a mere novelty, we recognized its potential for power. At the very least, we were willing to settle for the excitement of reading a spell from its pages. The passage on gateways was selected, and an internet translation was done, as none of us were proficient in Latin. Combining the ancient words from this text and modern technology seemed somehow logical. We went out to the open clearing, where we often performed such rituals, and set up our altar. The ingredients were simple, as we had most on hand. At times, we felt it was a tad funny, but we were sincere in our hopes. The time was monitored in accordance with our astronomical requirements. We began performing said ritual, even though our pronunciation of the Latin words left much to be desired. We had conducted the ceremony and followed it to the letter, yet nothing happened. It was something we were quite accustomed to. At least we could keep it in our order's archives or even sell it to a dealer in the underground for a handsome fee. After we lingered in the clearing for a bit, we packed up and left no trace of our actions. We headed back to our sanctum, as it was a short walk through the wooded pathway. Historical hoax or not, we chatted and even shared a laugh on our stroll back. A slight change in atmosphere went unnoticed. Even the wind picking up and dying down wasn't something we'd give a second thought to. I had the uneasy feeling, though, that we were being watched. That's not uncommon either, and we prepared to enter the building we used as our base. To my horror, we were in fact being observed. We only glimpsed it for an instant, yet it seemed an eternity. Powerful, tall, humanoid, yet a face with features that can only be described as alien-like in appearance. A pulsating sound and the collective breaths of the others were the last sounds we would hear, save for the tearing of flesh. In an instant, there were only two of us left, our ceremonial robes drenched in the blood of our fellow members, struggling to open and then lock the door behind us. It would seem that we were safe for the moment, but the other surviving brother was taken by the shock of the horrific incident we'd witnessed. I've been waiting here now some 7 hours. The sun has risen, and I've only just dared to move from the spot where I've hidden. I have now come to the realization that not just have 9 other lives been lost, but that this new being that we've summoned into our existence will not be alone for long. Our incantation opened the doorway, and if the book can be found, perhaps there is a way to close it. I regret what we have done, although I fear that I may not live with these remorseful thoughts for much longer. I ventured outside. There are no signs of the massacre that I witnessed last night. Minutes passed, and I heard my name being called. My fellow members all stood upright, with not even the slightest hint of an injury. They called to me, alive, yet I fear not quite human, and still in possession of the book that has brought this evil into our world. The lights are on as the evening shadows are creeping in. Hopefully, you won't get caught in the turn of night.